Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Daily Blues here on 100% Chelsea. All the latest transfer updates to do with Chelsea Football Club. Now, apologies for this hour that this is on today. It's literally been the only chance during my whole day today where I've had to come on and give you Daily Blues. So it's a one-off. Tomorrow we'll be back to normal time. So thank you. If you are here watching live, thank you so much. Join in the discussion, hit the chat box and leave me your comments. Let's get to the first piece of news, and that is that finally, the news that I've been saying will happen has happened. It's Begovic. Begovic is now a Blue. He's a Chelsea player. He's a goalkeeper who has come and he's arrived from Stoke. I'd say a pretty good signing. He's obviously going to replace Peter Cech, but it's good to see him hold that blue scarf up high. He clearly looks happy. And very, very happy with this deal. Hello. Yeah, Dan. How you doing? Not bad, yeah? Sorry, was you in the mosque? All right, wait till 11. Ah, I see. Yeah, I'm home. All good. All good, inshallah, pa. No problem. Ta-ta, pa. Bye. Clearly, this is a very good signing. So I hope all of you are happy with this. Signing. But what else can I say? Begovic is Peter Cech's number 2. I'm not so sure if he, I'm sure he's obviously going to try and compete against Courtois. That's forgiven. That's certain. He's definitely going to compete against Courtois. Whether he'll succeed, I don't think so. He probably doesn't believe he's going to do it. But I hope he's okay with being the number 2. He's coming to Chelsea. He knows he's going to be the number 2. I hope he's okay with being the number 2. I hope he gets pushed. I'm sure Courtois will push him to hit a high level. So when he is needed, we're safe. But yeah, I do reckon that, I hope he's okay being that number 2. That's the main thing. That is the main thing at the moment. Leave me your thoughts on Begovic. Do you think Begovic is a good replacement for Peter Cech? Would you be happy with Begovic as number 2 compared to Courtois, who's obviously going to be number 1? Let me know in the comments. As I go through this video, I will read your comments and I'll get to them. Right, the next piece of news is obviously concerning Pedro. Now, Pedro, okay, this I reported yesterday. And, yesterday I did mention that Chelsea were in contact. They'd seen that his release clause has gone down. They are interested. Well, today seems like we have one more little development which is going to push this deal through, which is going to, give you guys an indication that this isn't just a rumor. This is now a link. And this is now a link simply because of this man. Mourinho has contacted Pedro personally, something that Arsene Wenger and Van Gaal haven't done. Apparently Arsenal were interested in Pedro, United were interested in Pedro, but as you can tell from this image right here, Jose picked up the phone and rang him personally. So Pedro has spoken with Mourinho. That is a massive indicator, that there could actually be substance here and a deal could actually go through for Pedro. Now, I know a lot of you yesterday said, I take Isco. I'd rather have Isco. A few of you do like Pedro. That's good. I really would take Pedro. I really would. And if this does go through, it is a marquee signing. It's a signing that we should be happy about. Now, at the moment, it does look like Pedro is the more likely to happen rather than Isco. Pedro, it seems like we've had proper developments. It seems like Mourinho's actually got on the phone. Fabregas has spoken with him. It's looking like it's actually gaining ground. It's going to happen. Isco at the moment is still just talk. We're talking money, a bid, maybe a bit of contact. That's it. That's all we have with Isco so far. So until more comes of that deal, we have to focus on Pedro because that looks like it's real, it's happening, it's going to happen. So Once this deal does happen, remember, this guy is a very versatile guy. If he does come to Chelsea, he can play on the sides, can play a second striker, can play attacking mid. He's very versatile. And he's going to get more playing time than he did at Barcelona. That's a given. That's for sure. So Pedro, I would take any day of the week. For the price he's going for, I would take him any day of the week. Any more, I would be saying we probably could get better. No. For the price he's going, probably around 20 million or so, 20 million pounds, that is, because his release clause is 30 million euros. So we're probably looking around 22 million or so in terms of pounds. I would go for him. I really would go for him. So let me know in the comments once again, would you go for Pedro? Do you like the fact that Mourinho has personally got onto the phone with him and probably told him what he wants to hear? So if you ask me, how likely do I think this is going to happen? I would say now, after today, I'm pretty certain. I would say I'm 90% sure Pedro will become a Chelsea player. This is coming from Spain as well. Spanish media have blown up. The newspapers and magazines over there, all they're talking about is Mourinho, Pedro, contact, phone calls. It's going to happen. So I would definitely take Pedro. Fingers crossed it happens. We need some signings. As you can tell, other clubs have gone absolutely ballistic. We've had City take Sterling. Man United have had a double swoop today. Schweinsteiger and Schneiderlin have both signed. It's starting to get a bit cautious. Are we doing enough business now? Now I'm not panicking because I'm sure we're going to come out with the correct business by the deadline. We will have the amount of players we specifically need. We will have the correct players we need, and we'll be ready, I'm sure. But other clubs seem to be getting it done faster than us at the moment. So is that a problem? Do you think that's a problem? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Another point I want to make is the Tinkerman. Now, for those of you who have been Chelsea fans, I can't believe I'm saying this, who have been Chelsea fans before Abramovich, would know about the Tinkerman. Okay, now the Tinkerman, I'm sure some of you know, is Claudio Ranieri. Claudio Ranieri is back into the Premier League, and I'm happy. Once I saw this news, I was smiling. It's great to see him back. Leicester City have signed him as their new manager. So Ranieri will be returning to Stamford Bridge in the next season. Going to be very interesting to see him. It's going to be very interesting to play against him. That's going to be very, very fun. And this guy, he did well. He actually did well with what Chelsea had before Abramovich. Just before Abramovich, Ranieri was the boss, was manager. And we didn't have money. Stamford Bridge was in trouble. Bates, bought the club for £1. Chelsea were in trouble, big financial trouble. And once Abramovich came, Ranieri did stick around. He did stick around. Ranieri was the manager before Jose Mourinho. So if you look at what Ranieri did, his win percentage, and the fact that he did win loads of games despite Chelsea being financially stricken, not a lot of resources available, you have to give it to him. He's a decent manager. He is a decent manager, very, very decent, and it's great to see him back. Tinkerman, welcome back to the Premier League. So leave me your thoughts on Ranieri as well. What do you think about Claudio? Leave me your thoughts. Right, let's get to some of your comments now. Ryan says, how about Kennedy? Kennedy has had his medical, apparently. He's had it. The deal hasn't been announced yet, but apparently the deal is about to be completed. So, it is happening. It is happening. Aaron says, I still think we need more world-class players. I do agree. I do agree on that. We need, as I said yesterday, we do need depth, but we need world-class depth. We need some depth that we can definitely rely on and make sure that it's the top of the game. It's not mediocre. It's not a B-class player who's going to come in and just fill in the void. World class is what we're looking for, because we're looking to become an elite club. And by the looks of our new stadium, which apparently is going to be built, we will be an elite club. But we have to get the team ready if we want to be an elite club. So world class players is a must. Theo Ryan says, if he's not good enough for Barca, why is he good enough for us? Different system, different league, different manager. Simple as that. Barcelona are a team with a hierarchy that relies on presidential elections. It relies, a it evolves around one mentality. You know, it's not like Abramovich. Abramovich comes and he's the boss and he's the chairman and he's there and that's it. Chelsea has stability. That is going to be the Chelsea way. With Barca, it constantly changes because of elections. You get someone in with a different idea. You get someone in with a different method. You get someone in who doesn't like the manager, and then all of a sudden the new guy likes the manager. Presidential elections are complete. You know, I don't know why they exist in football, but you know, the system that Barca evolves around at the moment, we know is Messi, Neymar, and anyone else is simply just someone to add on. So Pedro is obviously competing against two of the world's best players in his position. You know, he's not going to play. But at Chelsea, we need rotation. We need world-class players who have experience at that level. And Pedro will fill that void. So, and if we do get Hazard who's injured, or Willian who's injured, or wants to be rested, or has to be rested, we can simply rely on a world-class player to fill that void. So I think that's why he would be good enough for us. It's a different system. Mourinho knows how to get his players to adapt really well to his way. So Pedro, I think, would fit in pretty well at Chelsea. Alex Bootle, I got the name right this time, says Pedro is not good enough for us. He may be a good player, but not a great player. Willian is better than him. Juan Cuadrado is better. We need to get out our fist out of our arse and bring an attack in mid. Oscar is class, but if we get a new attack in mid, it could push Oscar to be better. If we do this, we would be less reliant on Cesc to create, which means he would not burn out halfway through like last season. If Oscar does not improve creatively, we would be left with another option. Thoughts? Good point. We do need an attack in mid. Now, I've said Pedro can play there, even though it's not his natural position. He can play attack in mid, even though he's naturally a winger. He's naturally born on the sides. This is where the Isco deal comes in, and that's where I said this going for Isco would be good because he's a similar player with a similar style who would compete against Oscar and would push Oscar all the way. Cesc is someone that I have always preferred in attacking mid. It's just his vision, the assists and his through balls and his vision is sublime. So to play him in attacking mid would be the better option. But last season we lacked defensively. We had Matic and no one else. We had Mikel who came to close the game down, but we didn't have another defensive mid. Ramirez got injured, so we had to rely on Fabregas. Now with Ramirez back, Fabregas could be pushed forward to compete with Oscar. That could happen, and that could solve the problem. Don't get me wrong. But if he doesn't, and if Fabregas stays as that box-to-box midfielder, possibly a defensive mid, then we do need to get another attacking mid, and that's where I feel Isco would come in. But Pedro, I feel at the moment we do need, I would say, 4 wingers, and at the moment we only have 3. We have Hazard, Willian, Cuadrado. We need one more. We do need one more. You know, if we want to push and make sure that our wingers are a big part of our system. We rely a lot on our wingers, Willian and Hazard, to create. If they get tired and we don't have anyone else, you're not going to win the treble. You're not going to win the Champions League. You know, you do need backup, and world-class backup would be Pedro, I reckon, at this moment in time, because there's no one else available. So, yeah, that would be good. Rohit says, Pedro told reporters that I did not talk to Mourinho. From what I've read and what I've seen from the sources is that Mourinho has picked up the phone to him, but I've also heard that this won't happen until when the presidential election is done. Now that's going to happen pretty soon at Barcelona. Once that has happened, Chelsea will go for Pedro properly. So this isn't going to happen overnight. This is a deal that will happen, if it does, after the election. So you know. At the moment, it's just talk. Apparently, just a bit of contact, but there is no deal in place at the moment. It's just Chelsea are interested and ready to put a big bid in, you know, to trigger his release clause. So at the moment, we have to wait after the election. I just want to bear that in mind. Aaron says, I heard that Pedro won't talk to Chelsea until Barca have their elect new president. Yes, exactly. Oliver says, I've read Chelsea have agreed terms before Aaron Geese. Well, if that's the case, then great signing. You know, great signing. If that is the case, I will look into that. I will look into that for you guys. And I'll probably let you know tomorrow. I will let you know tomorrow. Eden Hazard, number 10, says, Isco is 100 times better than Willian and Oscar. Yesterday, I disagreed with you because you said he is not a special player, but if he joins Chelsea, he will be the second best Chelsea player. Isco's class. For his age as well, he's class. And I agree, he is on the same level at least with Willian and Oscar. Guaranteed. At the moment, definitely better than Oscar. Willian, different position, winger. Even though Isco has played there, but Willian is a proper winger. Isco is an attacking mid. So you can't really compare the two. Isco is class though. I would take him any day of the week. Oliver giving indication of where I'm from, calling me Mr. Banter. Thank you very much. That might be my nickname, Mr. Banter. Why not? Shota says, is Remy leaving this summer? Please answer. Doesn't seem like it. At the moment, if he does leave, we have 2 strikers. Until when we get someone else in was probably the indicator where Remy might go. But at the moment, he's a Chelsea player, not going anywhere. Aaron has said, Mourinho said he's staying. Exactly. Draw My Face. It's a good name. Says, Isco or Oscar? I have faith in Oscar. I really do. And I believe he could become one of the world's top players. But at the moment, right now, Isco's the better player. At the moment. But I feel Oscar still has potential to hit, to reach, because he hasn't shown exactly what he can do. I don't think. We all know he had a physical problem in his first 2 seasons. And now it's looking like he's recovered. We can judge him in a new season, but he has the talent, he has the flair, he has the creativity. He just needs. If he has a good physical condition, he'll be more than perfect. So at the moment, Isco, but Oscar can definitely hit his level. Draw My Face also said, let's say if we can have one, Isco, Oscar, or Pedro. Oof. At the moment, that's a tough one. At the moment, Isco. As I said, I have faith in Oscar, but I will take all 3. Right. Ryan says, Chelsea have talked £8 million for Charles Aranguiz. If that's the case, then my God, that's a bargain. That's a bargain if that's the case. Absolute bargain. Oliver says, we need a defensive mid, a centre-back, and an attacking mid. I agree. But that is also said what Mourinho said he's going to go after. A defender, midfielder, and an attacker. Well, we've got a goalkeeper as well. But in terms of midfield, a defensive mid and an attacking mid will probably sort us out. Our midfield will be sorted. So, yeah, that is a good point. Daniel Sheldrake says, I would love Pedro. Wasn't too keen at first, but a cut price and he always seems to play well. Exactly, he does. That's the point. He's coming for a really, really small price here. His trigger clause, his release clause was 110 million, I think it was. That's plummeted, and Pedro has confirmed that. Plummeted to 30 euros. So, if he does come, we're going to have to pay like what? 22 million? Bargain. For someone like Pedro, bargain. And we're nicking him under Arsenal, United, and Liverpool's noses. Liverpool, not so much. United and Arsenal, especially Arsenal, want him. So if we're nicking him under their noses for that cut price, I would do it. If it means him coming to us and not going to Arsenal, that's a pretty good, excuse just to bring him to Chelsea. That's it. Safir says, I don't get how we can fit Isco and Pedro in the same. Let me have a look. In the same team, you can't have 3 players competing for right wing or attacking mid unless Oscar or William play deeper. Well, Isco and Oscar are both attacking mids. They're both natural attacking mids. Hazard and William are wingers. Pedro comes in, he's a winger. So Pedro, Hazard, and William, along with Cuadrado, will be fighting for the 2 sides of the wings. Okay, Isco and Oscar will be fighting for the attacking mid position. That's it. That's where the rotation comes in. Center attacking mid, Oscar or Isco. I love that. Good saying. Oscar or Isco. And on the wings, we have Hazard, Pedro, William, Cuadrado. Pick. That's the rotation. That's the rotation we need. That's the depth we need. So that's how I feel we would play. Don't forget, regardless of where they're playing, everyone has to track back. So playing deeper is regardless, because everyone has to track back and defend. That's just the Mourinho way. And if you're not willing to do that, you won't get in the team. Simple as that. Draw My Face says, Falcao got the cursed number 9 shirt. Your thoughts? Is he doomed? No. All of this will be psychological. If Falcao actually lets the number 9 shirt affect his morale, then he probably needs therapy, because it's a number. It's a number on a shirt. Simple as that. At the end of the day, you make that number, you make that position. It's down to you. It's the work you put in, regardless of what number you got on your back. But if you let that affect him psychologically, that the number 9 shirt at Chelsea isn't really a successful number. Oh my God, I'm doomed. Then Mourinho has to really, get onto his mind and teach him some therapy. Richard says, what do you think of the Man U signings? They're doing good. Honestly, they're doing good. For what they're after, their transfer list, they seem to be going after the players they want. Schneidlin and Schweinsteiger, even though, to be fair, which is why I'm not so scared. I think it's a big bluff. Yes, for them, it's an improvement. But for me, as a Chelsea supporter, I see them sign Schneidlin and Schweinsteiger. Does not scare me at all. Why? Schneidlin's come from Southampton. Can he produce exactly what he did at Southampton? I'm not so sure. Lallana didn't. Lambert didn't. Various other players went from Southampton and didn't do anything afterwards. They could have just stayed at Southampton. Schneidlin's coming over, and yes, he's moving to a Man United team that's being rebuilt. Could do well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he won't. Could do well, but I just don't think he's going to be such a huge threat. Everyone's talking Schneidlin. He's controllable. He's definitely controllable. Definitely. Matic can definitely sort him out. So it doesn't scare me. Schweinsteiger, injury prone. That's why Bayern Munich let him go. Do you think Bayern Munich are that stupid to let someone like Schweinsteiger leave? Schweinsteiger, he's injury prone. And Bayern Munich have confirmed that. Bayern Munich have said, we would have loved for him to stay, but, the team is moving forward. We're having to look at our options, and he doesn't fit the bill because he's injury prone. At his age, he's 30 years old, injury prone. I wouldn't. They've just got rid of an injury prone player in Van Persie, who's gone off to Fenerbahce. So sad to see him leave to not. Fair play. Fenerbahce are a decent club, but they're not world class. For someone like Van Persie, who really should be at a world-class level, it's sad. But he's injury-prone. Schweinsteiger, injury-prone. So they've got rid of one, they've got another one. Doesn't scare me. Gehende Alamu says, do we need a defensive mid even when we have Mikel and Ramirez? That's a good point. Do we now? Because Ramirez is back. Remember, Ramirez didn't play quite a bit of the season. I think Ramirez can cope. But we probably do need a defensive mid. We do need one, I reckon. So yeah, that would be good. It would be good. Draw My Face again says Falcao will wear the cursed shirt. If he flops, we will blame the shirt. Exactly. We have an excuse. McConnor 8 says, I extremely doubt Isco will leave. He is amazing and Madrid lacks Spanish players, as well as Benitez apparently wanting to keep him. That is true. Don't get your hopes up that Isco's coming. It's definitely not on the cards. It could happen, but will it happen? We're not so sure. We'll just have to wait and see. He's right, though, in saying just don't get your hopes up. It might not even happen. Gohan said we need Otamendi a centre-back. I've said that would be a good signing. Mohammed says Metro is reporting that Chelsea have agreed terms with signing Charles Aranguiz. How do you see him fitting in the squad? If that's the case, great signing. So we are signing players after all. Great. I think Aranguiz would fit in pretty well. Remember, this guy can rotate. He's much of a central midfielder, whether it's defensive or offensive. He's a central midfielder. So, hey, could be the midfield that we've just been talking about in terms to help Matic out or to push forward and help Oscar out. He could be that guy. Good signing. I want to know for how much. If the £8 million rumour is true, then we've got him on a bargain. Another player we've nicked under Arsenal's noses. Brilliant. Anyway, they took Czech, but we're taking all of their transfer shortlist. So that's good. Theo Ryan says, do we need a centre-back or is Cahill the answer? I think we need another centre-back. That would be good. Cahill's good. Don't get me wrong. I don't select Cahill. He's quality. But we do need another centre-back just for depth and to push him because Cahill's not being pushed. He needs to be pushed. Oliver says, you are a great YouTuber, Eunice. Keep the blue flag flying high. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Eden Hazard, number 10, says, I think competing for the title will be harder next season. Man U and City are main contenders. We should be scared of Man U, even though you don't think they're not title contenders. It's going to take a lot. I'm just telling you this now. It's going to take a lot for Van Gaal and United to win the league. A lot. To take it away from us and Mourinho, they're going to need a miracle. I'm just telling you that now. Okay, it's not easy to just come in and try and rebuild a team and just win the league. Remember, these are new players they're adding. It's going to be their first season together properly. Last year, yes, Van Gaal did well. He did well. Don't get me wrong. But this year is a different story. He's expected to go for the title race now. And if he doesn't deliver, it's pressure. And if there's one man who can deal with pressure, it's not Van Gaal, it's Mourinho. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not going to do good. They will definitely be in the race. I just don't see them winning the league. And I see us going and winning the league. So that's why I differentiate. I see Arsenal as more of our main threats for next year. I think they're ready. I think with Czech, and if they sort out a few defenders, they have a squad that's ready to compete for the title. And that's where that begins to worry me. I think Arsenal will be our main contenders. City don't scare me because they clearly have shown they don't know how to spend. They've completely bollocks their whole thing up. Signing Sterling for 49 million shows you where they're going. It's just splash, 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 splash. There's no vision. They're just going after the star. They're trying to be Real Madrid. It's not working. They don't scare me. We'll sort them out. Like we always do. We'll sort them out. I think Arsenal will be our main contenders. After that, probably Man United and then City. That's how I see it happening. Right, last few ones for you guys. Last few comments. Smelly Hoover says, when would you start playing Zuma over Cahill? Next season or in a couple? I would begin next season. That way it pushes Cahill just in case if we don't get a centre back. Because Zuma, I think, can really play and he's really strong. I would really give him a chance because he doesn't worry me. When he plays, I feel assured. I feel covered. He's going to be doing really well. So I think I would play him. Hayden Pro says Messi to sign. No, not happening. Safir says if we sign Aranguiz, then surely that means one of Ramirez and Mikel will be sold. We need an upgrade to them both in order to alleviate Matic and Fabregas. I agree. That would be a bit too much cluster. If we do get Aranguiz, I probably think the Mikel deal will eventually happen. Ramirez, I don't see going. I probably see Mikel going more. So, yeah. Oliver, I read Atletico wants Salah if Griezmann is sold. That'd be interesting. That would be interesting. I haven't read that so far. I've read they want Salah, but it seems like Salah's going to Italy. There's a whole big fiasco going on around Salah. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that turns out. Itch2 says, well, no, Arsenal is not our main rival, yet a goalkeeper won't change that much. It won't change that much, but it's a big addition. Remember, guys, Arsenal's problem was goalkeeper mistakes, defensive mistakes. That was their only problem. When they bomb forward, they can score goals. They can push. They can attack. They're a threat when they push forward. But defending is where we hit them before, where other teams have caught them out. When you play defensive against Arsenal, they begin to panic. That's where, their weaknesses. And if they sort themselves out defensively, which they're starting to, when you have Peter Cech in goal, you have one of the world's top goalkeepers in goal. You don't need to worry. Now, I'm saying, if they sort out their defensive problems, if they get a centre-back, they sort out their back four, that's when they will be our main title rivals. Definitely. At the moment, if you're asking me right now, how is it going to look if they keep the team they have, then I would say Arsenal and Man United will both battle it out for second. Or, it'll be both of them trying to push us. So, yeah, that's how I see it at the moment. Theo Ryan says, what does our Champions League campaign look like new season? We're going to win it. I'm not saying we're going to win it. I'm saying we're going to have to try and go for the win. We're going to have to try and win it. Last year we blew it with PSG. We took them lightly. We shouldn't have. But we learned from our mistakes. This season, we're champions. We have stability. Mourinho signed a new contract. It's looking good. We have to push for the Champions League now. It's the one trophy we still haven't won under Jose. It has to happen. And the day it happens, we're all going to celebrate. And we're going to do something special on 100% Chelsea for our Champions League win under Mourinho, for sure. This will blow up. Okay? It will blow up. So, honestly, we have to try and win it. We have to try and win it. If we want to become an elite team, we have to win the Champions League. So, fingers crossed, guys. One more question from Hausimaranjit Singh, sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. Given the squad we already have, I reckon no player from another Premier League team can get into our starting 11. Can you name a few who can? Good point. Very good point. Who can? I would name a few. I would say someone like, let's say Sanchez, Rooney, Aguero, Piatek. Apart from those world-class players we have in the Premier League, no one else. No one else. So, yeah, you're right. You're right in saying, and this is why I'm not panicking, our starting 11 is assured. We have a great starting 11. We have great stability. The team is gelled. It's ready to retain the league. We just need depth, as I've said. We need to just add a few players for depth, just additions to cover. If we're going to go for the league and more trophies, Champions League, we need a big squad. So, or not a big squad. We just need positions covered. Something happens to someone, we have a replacement there. And that's how you go all the way till June. So, yeah, I'm happy. I'm definitely happy, and I'm not panicking. I'm sure we'll do the correct business that we have to do. It will be good. Don't worry, guys. It will be good. Thank you for all your comments, guys. That's Daily Blues wrapped up for today. Thank you for tuning in at such a late hour. It's a one-off, as I said. Tomorrow it will all be back to normal. Leave me your comments once this goes off the air. Please check all the links in the description for our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be sure to follow us on all those platforms. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you are new, and be sure to catch more videos coming to the channel soon. So thank you guys for watching once again. See you all tomorrow for Daily Blues. Have a good evening and keep the blue flag flying high. Take care, guys, and see you tomorrow.